morning, students. Welcome again to another session for the contact session for Social Science 5. This one is for the examination 2019 first semester. My name is Johannes Kambinda Njamba. I'm your tutor for this module. I'm going to take you through some of the things you need to know about the coming examination. Just to start with, you need to study the whole study guide just to have a general knowledge, and question can come from any angle, but I'm going to pick out some units which you really need to focus somehow. But I would recommend you still look at the whole study guide, because you need the knowledge for you to get good grades. Okay, the module is Social Science 5, semester 1 module, the examination for 2019. Please, when you approach the question paper, read the instruction carefully. Use your study guide. You can also study using other source of information just to update yourself. What you are expected to do is please interpret the question carefully before you understand your question. Try to understand it very well. Link your ideas to facts. So what's expected of you is to study, prepare for the examination, and when you're in the examination, answer all the questions. Okay. As I said, go through the whole study guide, study all the units, but I'm going to focus a little bit on units which you really need to pay attention to, and they are as follows: Unit 2, Unit 3, Unit 4, Unit 5, 6, 9, Unit 11, Unit 14, 18. Question will come from all the units, but these are the ones where the main focus of the examination is. So I'm going to go through each unit and take you through. For Unit 2, please understand matters on planning and lesson preparation. As a teacher, how do you prepare for a lesson? How do you plan before the class? Yeah? How do you deliver your lesson in class? Read about that. Make sure you understand it. Okay. Then the next one is Unit 3. Understand assessment in teaching, different type of assessment. What's the meaning of assessment? Just understand it. You should be able to explain what's assessment. You have to give different type of assessment examples. What's the importance of assessment in education? Please know, once you understand what assessment, this should be an easy things to do. You understand the importance of assessment. Please study hard. This is very important for your examination. Then Unit 4. Within Unit 4, please understand the value of studying geography in Namibia and elsewhere. What's the value of geography? As a person, a geographer, what's the importance of studying geography? And if you study geography, what are you likely to become in life as a professional? What careers are there as for geographers? Please understand those are things. They are in the study guide. If you read and understand, it should be easy for you to tackle the questions. And also understand the earthquake and related terms. What's earthquake? Understand that, and other related. There are a lot of terminology around earthquake. What are those things? Understand everything. I will not go in detail because it will be a giveaway. You need also to go put in effort, read about it, but please focus on those things and understand all the aspect around earthquake. What is the impact of earthquake? What damage does the earthquake have? And sometimes the impacts, they are not necessarily all negative, they are positive. Please look at the impacts, both sides, good and bad. What are the impact of earthquake, and how do we mitigate the impact of earthquake? There's a catastrophe, earthquake happened. What do you do to lessen the damage? Or if you know you are living in an earthquake-prone area, what can you do to reduce the impact in case if it happens. Those are the things, please, just read and understand. Also, not only about earthquake, also read about volcano, earthquake and volcano together. Why do people live around the area? This goes to all natural disaster. You find that people live in area which are prone to natural disaster. There must be a reason. So there must be something good about that area. Why they, no matter how their property, how much their property get damaged once in a while, people die, people get injured, but you still find people flocking to that area. They still live there. It's like they are waiting for another earthquake. What's making them stay in that area? Now, in this case, earthquake. Why do people live near it? Volcano area, earthquake-prone area. Also understand the type of volcanoes, advantage and disadvantage of living in such areas, earthquake-prone area, volcano-prone area. Just understand those aspects and how do you reduce the impact of volcano or earthquake. Read about all those aspects and you should be fine with the unit. And also, on top of that, understand the aspect of plate movement, type of plate boundaries. There are different types. Some are moving along each other, some are going up, one is going down. All those type of movements, they are given names and explanation. Just understand them and then you'll be okay with the examination. So, I'm moving on to the other important unit for the examination, which is Unit 5. Within Unit 5, please understand the following, focus on the following matters. Fault mountains. What are fault mountains? Just picture yourself having a question asking you in that direction of explaining aspect around fault mountain. What are fault mountains? Formation of fault mountains, different types of fault mountain. If you understand the whole concept, you should be fine. Yeah, okay. I think I should not go in detail, otherwise I'm giving you everything. But I was not supposed to do that. You need to study, you need to understand. As a future teacher, you should know things by heart. You should not read things, but keep it in the head. Okay, then the other point is erosion. Understand the concept of wind erosion and the related terms, and the transportation of material by wind erosion. This one is a given. I need to go. I don't need to go any further. It's just read, and you should be fine. Also, there's weathering. What is weathering? There are different types of weathering out there. Understand them, and you should be able to compare them, contrast, and all that. They are there. Expect the question. And what causes the causes of weathering? You should be able to understand that. Please go in your study guide. Everything I'm talking about there is explained. Go read. All I can tell you is please study, study, study. Read, read, read. You'll understand and should be fine. I know you are smart students. You are capable of this. You are capable of getting a good grade. Just read. The next concept in Unit 5 is hydrological cycle. What are the different, you picture the whole concept of hydrological cycle, water cycle. What are the different components of water cycle? All those small terms, all those combination of things which form part of the water cycle, hydrological cycle. Please read about it, understand what is it, what's hydrological cycle, and the related terms. Okay? Again, still on Unit 5, there's also another important thing I want you to read about is flow of the river and the infiltration rate. The rate of infiltration of water in build-up area and in an undisturbed area. It's different. Understand those concepts. How is it different? This infiltration rate, how is it affected in the build-up area, and how is it in a natural environment, untouched, undisturbed environment. If you go in your study guide, you go to the unit, you search through, you go through, you read, you come around these things, you read about it. Just understand. As long as you understand, you come for examination, you'll be fine. I promise you. Okay. Okay, the next important unit here is Unit 6. It's within Unit 6, there's water resources, read about it. Drainage systems, read about it. It's somehow related to Unit 5. I spoke about hydrological cycle. If you read about these things, it's all in one, and then you are fine. And water cycle, drainage system, and related terms. This one is just there. So just go and read. Questions will come from any angle in that direction. Please also use various sources to widen your understanding. So when you come for the examination, you are really ready for A or something better. Okay. Within Unit 6 also the springs. What are springs? The formation of springs. Please read about that. There's also river processes and related terms. How are materials transported in the river? And the component of river process, there's a source, river source, there's a mouth, there's tributary, there's estuary, there's drainage. Please understand those terms. You should be fine. And then factor affecting drainage system. Okay, that's Unit 6. I spoke about water sources, drainage system, related terms of water source and drainage system, the springs, water springs, formation, river processes and related terms. I mentioned the transportation of load in the river, and other related terms such as river source, river mouth, tributary, estuary, drainage, and also factor affecting drainage basin. I move on to Unit 7. Unit 7, within it, read about the structure of the atmosphere. The structure itself is divided into sections. There are 3 important sections which are clearly stated in the study guide. What are those levels, the atmosphere, the structures, and the characteristic of each? Each have got altitudes level. So just read about it, know their names and their characteristics, and understand them for the exam. Sorry, I need to drink some water. Yeah, structure of the atmosphere. And the next one is the process of heat transfer in the atmosphere. There are different heat transfer processes in the atmosphere. Just know how heat is transferred in the atmosphere. Everything is in the unit. Read about it. Examination should be a walk in the park. And also factor affecting insolation. It's also there. Read about it. Okay. The next unit is Unit 9. Within Unit 9, I want you to read. This is a bit practical. You should take your book, draw some stuff before you come for examination, then you understand how things happen and how to draw it. I want you to understand contour map in the first place. What are contour maps? And also within that, the drawing of a cross-section from a contour sketch. If you go in the study guide, there's an example. I don't just want you to read about it. I want you to take a pencil and eraser, sketch that drawing, and see how it's done. When you come in exam, you understand how to explain how to do certain things related to contour map. Yes, please do it. It's a practical question. It's not a theory question. If you read, believe me, you will struggle to do certain practical things. Take a pencil, draw it, and also. The next one is graph. It's also practical. what are graphs? What do they do, graphs? Huh? What do they represent something or what? Just what are graphs? What the uses of graphs? Different types of graphs out there, and how do you interpret graphs? And also, as a teacher, things to remember when drawing graph. How do you teach kids? What do they remember they should know when they are drawing graph? What things to have, things to remember when you're, it's the same. This unit is practical. Everything is practical. From contour map, drawing cross-section, from contour sketch, graphs, uses, types, interpretation, things to remember when drawing graph. This one, I expect you to take a clean paper, eraser, write down some stuff, draw some graphs, draw some contour map, draw some cross-section from contour sketches. Yes, you should. It's very important you understand. As a geographer, you should do these basic things, and then you are good. Okay. The next one is Unit 11. Within this unit, one is population studies. So read about population studies, concept related to population. What is a population structure? What is a population distribution? What is urbanization? What is migration? There are structures, you know, like a pyramid, for example, population pyramids. There are different types of population pyramids. There's those ones for developed countries. There are those ones for developing countries. Know the differences. Know how to interpret them. Question can come from any angle. So read about it, look at it, look at those diagrams. In the study guide, there's examples how they describe them. You should also be able to do the same. Also, within the same unit, which is Unit 11, there's also know about HIV and AIDS, the effects, how does it affect the population, the society, what a strategy one can use to reduce HIV and AIDS impact or to control it. It's something which is affecting everyone around. It's either you are infected or affected. So what is the strategy to reduce HIV and AIDS? I go back again to population structure. There are different type of population structure that given on level of development for a country. Understand those things. Population distribution. What's population distribution? There are different type of distribution out there of populations. Understand them. Urbanization. What is urbanization? Like in Namibia, everyone is Windhoek is growing so fast. Why? It has to do with urbanization, migration. Why do people migrate? What is migration? All that. Please read. And then the next unit, which is second last unit, it's Unit 14. Industries. What is industrialization? To start with, you must just understand that concept, then you are good. The different way of classification of industry. I don't want to go in detail because if I go from this step deeper, I'm giving you the answer. How do you classify industries? Yes, understand it. They are there in the study guide. Read about it. Industry classification and factors of production. Know what are factors of production, and you are good. And within the same unit, I want you to read about MNC. When I say MNC, you should already be able to elaborate it, what it stands for. Multinational corporations. What are multinational corporations? What's the advantage of MNC and what's the disadvantage of MNC? Like, for example, I'll give an example of the big ones. For example, Coca-Cola, they operate in different countries. That's why they are multinational. And when they operate in that country, they bring in good things, and also there's disadvantage to it. They hire people, a lot of people get jobs, people get training. It's a good thing. That's why I look at those things. And also, they also have a bad part. They need to use a big space of land to build their infrastructures. There's a lot of manufacturing happening, transportation. So there's a detrimental to the environment. So read about those things, the good and the bad about MNCs, and you should be fine. Understand it. How do people benefit? How do the environment get affected from their operation? The good and the bad, understand it. They are not necessarily good because they are here creating employment and certain benefits or upgrading, uplifting the economy of the country. There's also bad. If you understand those concepts, you are fine. And industrial development consequences in Africa. What are the consequences of industrial development in Africa? Okay, just go through it, you should be fine. All right, I'm moving on to the last important unit for the examination, 2019 examination, Social Science 5, first semester. Unit 18, read about greenhouse gases. What are greenhouse gases? List different type of gases that are in that category of greenhouse gases. You should be able to know a few, 3, 4, 5 of them. When you are asked a question to list them, you quickly do it. You don't need to waste time and you move on to the next question. What are greenhouse gases? Different types. Okay, what is the source? What's the cause of greenhouse? Where does it come from? How does the greenhouse gases affect the environment? What does it cause? Please just put it in one, read it, understand it. A question can come from left, right, center. You should be able to tackle it. And then the concept within, another concept within Unit 18 is deforestation. What is deforestation? I'm sure this one you know it already. What causes deforestation? Why deforestation? What causes it? The impact of deforestation. What are the impact of deforestation? And then solution to deforestation. Yeah. What can we do to avoid or to improve deforestation? What? Okay, again, that's the last unit. I'll go back and just quickly go through again the unit you are going to focus more. I advise you again, read the whole study guide. Yeah, it doesn't mean that I'm mentioning units that questions will come from there only. No, it's just to save you time for your study. I mentioned some area you should focus in, and from there you should also supplement it with other units. Remember, for you to get a full mark, you should be able to explain concept fully, and to do that, you should link them with other units. Then you are fine. Okay, it's Unit 2, Unit 3, Unit 4, Unit 5, Unit 6, Unit 7, Unit 9, Unit 11, Unit 14, and Unit 18. Very important. Prepare, study the whole study guide, also, but focus more on this. It's very important. Quickly run through. Unit 2, planning, lesson preparation. Unit 3, assessment, teaching, and the importance of assessment, the value of studying geography, and also it goes like that. I don't want to repeat myself. I want to end my presentation here. If I repeat, then I'll give you information I was not supposed to give you. I hope you set up some time to study for your examination. It's an easy paper. You should be able, I know you will do well, you will pass. Just make up some time, arrange some time for you to prepare, and you'll be fine. I thank you.